good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be doing a Miami Heat realistic rebuild. Before we get into it, let's try to set a like goal of 100 likes today. And of course, we're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, because as soon as we get 10,000, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So the sooner we get to 10K, the sooner I can get this stuff away to you guys. But real quick, got to give a quick update. Start today is broken, as we all know, because the NBA has been suspended and we may not see basketball for 30 days. So myself have made it a mission, even though I've been doing it all year. I gotta upload every single day for you guys. We're not stopping, even with the NBA on hold right now. We are not stopping. We are going to keep uploading because you guys need something to watch. There's no basketball. What are we gonna do with our lives? So I'm not gonna stop. I wasn't planning on stopping anyway, but now this just gives me more of a reason to keep going. So like I said, start today is broken. So what I did, I went ahead and did this. So make sure you hit a like for me doing this, because it took a little bit of time. I mean, maybe not a lot of time, but so basically, if the season ended today, so none of the records are going to be right? So like no records are going to be correct. All the records are going to be messed up and wonky, but I went ahead and made the draft order completely correct based off if the season ended today. So there was no draft lottery, so obviously it's not going to be random until start today is fixed, which I have no idea when that will be. So the Miami Heat, if the season ended today, would have the 23rd pick. And then of course, and obviously it says Dallas, but that's because the records are all wonky right now. So don't focus on the records. We have the draft picks correct, and that's all that matters. Well, based off if the season ended today, obviously there's a draft lottery that messes things up, but unfortunately it's just like I can't make trades before the draft lottery. So this is what we're dealing with. So let's go ahead and see what we can do this offseason for this Miami Heat. Obviously, this team is well on the way of making to the playoffs this season. But now we are in the offseason, and we got to try to make this team better if we can. So Eric Spoelstra, of course, we're going to keep my mans around, but we will fire our trainer because he's not good, and we'll fire our assistant as well. So let's go ahead and get a good trainer. Let's also get a good assistant. So we all know the rumors of Giannis possibly going to the Miami Heat in 2021. That is still a possibility, and I might try to get him, of course, but we'll have to see if he'll even be available. The Milwaukee Bucks sometimes give him extension, but we do have the 23rd overall pick, so let's go ahead and see what we get with number 23. And I use this website, so hopefully this is all correct as far as the draft order is concerned, because I used a website. And we're going to go ahead and probably just draft Patrick Williams here, I think, out of Florida State. Unfortunately, the NCAA and all the Big Ten tournaments and all that ACC tournament, whatever they're all called, I don't watch college enough to know what they're all called, but they've all been canceled. So, man, all sports have basically been canceled. Like, this is crazy. But we're going to try not to talk about that too much today's video. We're just going to focus on what we're doing now. So, let's go ahead and decline all of these. Maybe Chris Silva, because I think he's had a little bit of bright spots with Miami this season, but I don't think I'll focus too hard on getting him back if I can't. But we're negative $50 million in cap space. Of course, Goran Dragic is going to be a free agent. Solomon Hill, probably not bring back Myers Leonard. Jay Crowder, if he's affordable, I think he is a player we could focus on bringing back, just because he just brings that spark off the bench, and you could start him if you really wanted to. Why is Iguodala listed as shooting guard? I have no idea. I guess maybe he used to play shooting guard back in the day. Did he? I feel like he did, but I could be wrong. But I'm not really feeling that right now. I think Iguodala is going to move to the 3, of course. That's what we're going to do right now. So Iguodala, you're a small forward, not a shooting guard. So now we have Kendrick Nunn at the point guard spot, as we all know. Duncan Robinson and Tyler Herro at shooting guard, still going to work for me. And we have Jimmy Butler, Iguodala, no power forward right now. We have Bam Adebayo and Kelly Olynyk. So we need to focus on getting a power forward. So let's go ahead and see if we can find a good power forward. And actually, we're going to have some money. So Danilo Gallinari, we could do this, but I kind of want to sign this guy without, compromising my cap space situation. So I think that's what I want to do. And as far as bird rights are concerned, we have bird rights on Goran Dragic. We have bird rights on Derek Jones, Jay Crowder. I do have interest in bringing all of these guys back if I can. We'll have to see how that works. So we're going to go to the power forward spot because that's our main hole right now. And we all know the Miami Heat had interest in bringing Danilo Gallinari to the team at the trade deadline. So I kind of want to get him. We could also go for Paul Millsap. I think I'll sign either both. Or not both. I'll try to go for one of them. We're going to give Danilo Gallinari a 1-year team option deal. That way I am not sacrificing my cap space, in order to possibly sign Giannis. We'll do the same thing with Paul Millsap. So hopefully get one of those guys back. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and probably offer Derek Jones some money, because I want Derek Jones back. He's got some bounce, so I don't want to lose him. So we want, let's see, do we want, okay, I'd rather have Gallinari over Paul Millsap, honestly, so I'm gonna go Gallinari, and then we'll renounce, we gotta renounce, okay, so we gotta renounce both these guys. So I want Derek Jones and Gallinari back, and I think that's gonna be our first moves this offseason, of course. So we're gonna get Gallinari and Derek Jones, so that should be all good. And it looks like we could still get Goran Dragic to come be our bench point guard. So now we have Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Harris. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7, 8, 9. So we kind of have a 9-man rotation already as it stands. In the past, I've re-signed, what do you call it? I've re-signed Goran Dragic a lot. I kind of want to, I kind of don't want to in this case. I kind of want to let him go because I just kind of want to change it up, because in the last Miami Heat rebuild, and I think the last 2 that I've done, I've always re-signed Goran Dragic, so I wonder what it would be like if we were different and didn't re-sign him. And then also we could move Kelly Olynyk to the 4. We want to do that. And then what we could do is sign a backup center, and we should be good. So honestly, I think I'll sign a backup center over getting Goran Dragic back. So let's see what that could be. I like the idea of Enes Kanter. He could come here and be that nice backup center to Bam Adebayo. So I'm gonna give him the same situation, a 1-year team option, and see if we get him. And if we do get him, that's gonna be how this offseason ends. So I think I'm just gonna live with that. So we got Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Harrow, Duncan Robinson, and we can send Patrick Williams to the G League. We have Jimmy Butler, Iguodala, Derek Jones, Gallinari, Olynyk, and Bam Adebayo and Enes Kanter. So let's go ahead and simulate into season number 1, and let's see how this first season goes with this newly, I guess it's not that new, but with this new Miami Heat team.
2 hours later.
At the end of season number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo is your most valuable player. Cole Anthony on the New York Knicks is your rookie of the year. Dennis Schroeder is your 6-man. Kawhi is your defensive player, and Mo Bamba is your most improved, and Mike Budenholzer is your coach of the year. So we went 46-36, just an average team. So obviously we're not where we want to be, and it looks like Giannis did sign an extension. So unfortunately, that will not be in the cards. So signing Giannis in this video will not happen, and that's all right, because I actually think I signed him in the last Heat video I did, so I'm all right with that. But we are the 5th seed in the East, and we get to play Toronto early on. So this was the rotation we ran. We had Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Harrow, Jimmy Butler, Gallinari, Bam Adebayo, Kelly Olynyk, Enes Kanter, Derek Jones, and Duncan Robinson. So they actually want to start Duncan Robinson, and I've kind of wanted to, I'm okay with that. So hopefully we're going to run with this rotation and see how this goes. And I totally forgot to send Patrick Williams to the G League. I am a dummy, so that's all right. But because we have plenty of shooting guards already as it is, so it's not that big of a deal. But let's go into these playoffs and see what we can do. But we do need to check the stats real quick. Let's make sure we look at that. 23 from Jimmy Butler, 16 and 10.5 from Bam Adebayo, and almost 2 blocks. And then Kendrick Nunn with 15.5, and Olynyk with 13.5, and Tyler Harrow with 13.5. So I did have to boost some shot tendencies up, because Jimmy Butler's shot tendency is like under 60, which is ridiculous. And then Bam Adebayo shot tendency is terrible. Kendrick Nunn's is at like 30. So yeah, like the shot tendencies on the Miami Heat make 0 sense. So I had to fix those a little bit. But the Toronto Raptors are up 2-0 to start the series. Are they going to beat us in 4? They very well might. We do win 1 on them, and we draft lottery, and let's see what we got going on. So I don't think we have a draft pick to worry about. Obviously we might have our own pick, but it's not that big of a deal. So let's go to, we don't even have our pick actually. Now I forgot, Miami, obviously traded their pick. So we don't have a pick, so let's just skip right over the draft. We're going to keep Eric Spoelstra. We're going to keep the staff the same, because the staff's pretty decent. And Eric Spoelstra, obviously, well-deserved head coach for the Miami Heat. He's done a great job there. So let's go ahead. Yeah, we're just going to get past the draft. We really don't have any reason of being here. So rookie signing none. And the player options, Danilo Gallinari, we are going to decline. And do I want to decline Enes Kanter? We're definitely declining Iguodala, that's for sure. Yeah, I think we will, just to have the most amount of cap space as possible. But of course, we will accept Tyler Harrow. And then it looks like LeBron accepts his. Luka accepted his. Kawhi declined, and so did Paul George. So we have a chance at Kawhi or Paul George. Obviously, I prefer Kawhi Leonard if we can get him, but we'll have to see. And then as far as anything else, Gallinari and then Dinwiddie. Like, there's some other free agents, but since what's his name's not gonna be out here, no Giannis, I'm gonna have to try to go for Jimmy Butler or no, for Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. So let's go ahead and extend our offer to most of these guys. We want none getting an offer, Bam Adebayo and Duncan Robinson. We want all 3 of those guys back if possible, but of course my #1 priority is getting a max free agent, and we got to make sure we get that going. So let's go ahead and renounce Gallinari and Olynyk, because we don't need either of those. We're not going to get you back. And then yeah, so we're going to renounce all of you. So we have $44 million in cap space, because we barely have anybody under contract right now. Derrick Jones Jr. is probably going to be our backup small forward this season now that we don't have Iguodala. And we basically need Kawhi or Paul George. So let's go ahead and see if we can get one or the other. So that's my plan. So obviously Kawhi, I prefer him. If we can get him, that's my number one option. And no, we are second option. Okay. So Paul George, next best thing, although he sucks on 2K, man. I don't know what it is. He's so awful in the simulations, but he's better than nothing. So I'm going to get Paul George, I think. Obviously, Jason Tatum's going to be impossible to get. John Collins probably going to be impossible. Derrick Rose, I mean, yeah, I could get him, but we need Paul George or Kawhi. I really want Kawhi. Like, that's my number one option, but obviously it doesn't look like it's going to happen as Kawhi does decide to go back to Los Angeles. But just in case, like usual, if Kawhi does fall out, I want to make sure I have a chance of getting him. So Bam Adebayo is prepared to match. We should be able to get both, I think. Hopefully that is still the same case. And we don't have enough room to sign Paul George now, right?
No.
Of course we don't. We need $4 million freed up. So I'm sure we could still get him. But now we got to free up some money. So let's go ahead. And yeah, we're going to have to trade Derrick Jones now, unfortunately. I didn't want to keep you around, but now we're going to have to trade you and free up like $5 million. Gafford, let's see, Landry Shamet from the Clippers, Tyus Jones, Cody Martin. I actually like this trade. The Hornets give us I don't know if Derrick Jones is worth a first, if I'm trying to be realistic. Anthony Simons, Terrence Ross, Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, I could definitely see them wanting to do this. The Suns, Cameron Johnson, Joe Harris. I'm trying to be as realistic as I possibly can here. Macker Maker. The Lakers could get a dunker. Cody Martin. I like this trade. We're going to do this trade. I don't know if Derrick Jones is worth it first, but I mean, he's young talent going to Charlotte, and Charlotte needs the most amount of talent they can get. So I'm going to go ahead and extend my offer to Paul George again. Hopefully we're still his number one option, and we are. Okay, so we should get Paul George here. We do have to renounce both these guys, don't we? Okay, so but we need a star. So Paul George, welcome to Miami. We're gonna probably boost your shot tendency up, that way you don't suck. And then we need none back if we can get him, although I think he accepts his qualifying offer no matter what, and we don't have a power forward right now. So do we have bird rights on anybody? We do have bird rights on Olynyk, so that might be like not bad. As far as power forwards we could get right now, we have Bielitsa, Jeremy Grant, Carmelo Anthony. I'm not bringing Melo, Aaron Baines. I do like the idea of Jeremy Grant, though. I think that's not a bad idea. And then, yeah, so I think we're going to go Jeremy Grant. I think that's going to be the next best thing. So Jeremy Grant is going to be our starting power forward. I'll also extend my offer to Bielitsa, see if we can get one of those. I'd rather have Jeremy Grant, and we do get Jeremy Grant just for defensive purposes. And then Olynyk, Boban, we're going to probably sign to be our backup center. And then we obviously can't sign Bielitsa now. So we're going to sign Boban. And then Olynyk, do we still want to get him? I really don't want Olynyk back, honestly. We could have him, we really don't need him back. We could have him come here and be our backup 4. I guess we could do that. It's probably better than nothing. So we'll give him like a 1-year deal, see if he'll take it. He does. So now we have, we need Kendrick Nunn back if we can get him. We have Paul George, Tyler Herro, we have Jimmy Butler, Cody Martin, Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Grant, and Bam Adebayo and Boban. So that's not terrible. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's not bad either. So hopefully, like I said, Jeremy Lin doesn't have to be our starting point guard, because ideally not what I want to happen. So Iguodala we could resign as well, but I don't think I'll even worry about it at this point. So let's just go ahead and see if we get Kendrick Nunn on his qualifying offer. I imagine Duncan Robinson's going to be gone too, and then we'll be just kind of screwed from there. So hopefully, if we don't, Jeremy Lin's going to be our starting point guard going into season number 2, and obviously that is not a good situation, although we'll probably fix it. So do I get any of them? We may not get them. I don't know how this works. And no. Okay, so no Kendrick Nunn, and no, okay, so we don't have a point guard now, so that's kind of screwed. So yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that, obviously. What free agents do we have left? We don't have any cap space though. So what our best case scenario is gonna be is trading probably some of the young guys we have. So Patrick Williams and let's say Olynyk, probably Kelly Olynyk and Patrick Williams. We need a point guard, so let's go find a point guard. Matisse Thybulle, Shabazz, Marcus Smart. I'm actually not opposed to that. I actually like the idea of Marcus Smart. I feel like he'd fit in Miami pretty well. We could play him at point guard. He did used to play point guard when he came to the league. I'm not opposed to that. It would be different. We could try it. But I mean, that's like the Boston's heart and soul. This is the best case scenario point guard that I could think of. If we could get Kyle Lowry from Toronto, who is obviously 35 at this point, but he would still be decent. We'll offer them Patrick Williams, Cody Martin, and Kelly Olynyk. This might give them like a decent way of starting the Toronto. I don't know if the Raptors are going to rebuild, I guess. So we're going to do this, and they agree. So just like that, we're going to get Kyle Lowry and then Jeremy Lin. So now we have a point guard. So let's go ahead and simulate into season number 2, and hopefully this second season goes better than the first one. At the end of season number 2, Kyrie Irving is your most valuable player. Rookie of the year goes to Cade Cunningham. LaMelo is your 6th man and Kawhi defensive player. Lonzo is your most improved, so not bad. And the Nets went 61-21. So yeah, it's probably gonna be tough to get past Brooklyn. We went 46-36 just like last year, but this time we're the 4th seed in the East. So we've been a top 5 seed the last 2 seasons, but obviously we're not championship caliber just yet. So 23 points from Paul George and 22 from Jimmy Butler, 17 from Kyle Lowry, and 16 and 11 from Bam Adebayo, and 15 off the bench from Tyler Herro, and 8 points for Jeremy Grant and Jeremy Lin and Boban. So the only thing I can think of if these playoffs don't go well is the unfortunate part of, because I like this team. I think we have a pretty good team, honestly. We have basically 487 pluses. So I think we're good in that department. Obviously the bench needs to get better though, and then Jeremy Grant I feel like is a solid starter. So if things don't go well, we could consider maybe firing our head coach and then maybe even getting a better bench. Obviously we are going to get a better bench, but can we beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round, as we do even it up? So we're in an even series, so let's go see if we can beat Milwaukee here. Hopefully we're able to. We got home court advantage for this game 5, so hopefully we're able to take care of business here. And it looks like they are going to take it in the end, 135-134. And the Bucks have Giannis, Chris Middleton, Bledsoe, DiVincenzo, George Hill. So yeah, the team's relatively the same. Let's go to another simcast and see if we can beat them and force a game 7. This one's going to be in Milwaukee. So unfortunately, we lost a overtime heartbreaker, but it looks like we might be able to. Nope, we do lose 98-110, which is probably not the reason, but you know, I'm just gonna do it anyway. So let's see if we can do we have a pick? We probably don't, right? I think trades are off right now, so let's make sure we turn those back on. That way we're good there. So let's go staff signing. Eric Spoelstra. Do we have good Doc Rivers? I think I'm gonna get Doc Rivers. I don't usually get him, or Nick Nurse. So I'm gonna offer Doc Rivers a contract. I'm also offer Nick Nurse a contract and see if we can get one or the other. Doc Rivers, usually don't get him. And then do we have a better assistant out here? Let's see. Do we have good assistant? Melvin Hunt. I guess I can get a different assistant as well, because this team's kind of disappointing me so far. So yeah, we'll go with that. So let's go to the draft. I don't think we have a pick. Let me make sure. And we do have a 23rd overall pick. So can we turn this pick into a decent bench player? We're in the 2022 draft. If we can turn this to a decent bench player, we should be golden. And we have offer. No, we don't. Okay, so let's see. We got, I don't know how to say that guy's name, and I'm not even gonna try. But you know what? We'll draft him, and hopefully he has some good trade value, or if he's decent. He's a 76, so he might be a decent bench player for us. Player options: Tyler Herro, of course, gonna bring him back. Qualifying offers: Gabe Vincent, Chris Silva. All these guys are free agents. I'm gonna go ahead and decline all of them. I don't really want any of them back, but if we do get them back, that's all right. So. Like I said, we have our starting 5. I think it's a good starting 5. I think we're good there, but now we just need a better bench. So Tyler Herro, great backup shooting guard. Now we kind of have a backup 4 if we want to go with him. But hopefully we have a mid-level. Okay, it looks like we might be able to get somebody decent. So Brokov, Melly, Hernan Gomez, Willie Selena Gomez, I should say. So Brokov, Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, I'm cool with one of these guys. We need a small forward, so I'm gonna get one of them. Brokov will also offer a contract, so hopefully get one of them. And we get Finney-Smith. We could get both. Could we get both? Probably not. But if we can get one or the other, that's going to be a decent bench player to start this off. So let's go ahead and sign one of you guys. And then if we can get both, that's best case scenario. But I don't think we're going to have the cap space. So Finney-Smith is fine. And or we might get Brokov instead. It really doesn't matter. Okay, we got Brokov. So I'm cool with that as well. So he's going to be our bench small forward. We're probably going to have to see what... Okay, what else can we get? Chris Silva, we're probably gonna have to get him, honestly. We'll probably use him in a trade as well if we can, because we just need to booster the bench and we should be good. So let's go ahead and throw in Silva and this guy for like a 2-for-1 deal. So like this, already like this. Matisse Thybulle and Shake Milton, but we don't need shooting guards. Zubac, that does give us a backup center. We do need a backup center. PJ Washington and Aaron Gordon, Evan Fournier. Some of these trades aren't bad, but I don't really need that, you know, to the extreme. We don't need a shooting guard. Keldon John, I like this trade a lot because we get a backup 4 and we get a backup small forward. We don't need that. We need a backup point guard. Killian Hayes, Nico Mannion, Nasir Little, Jordan Poole, and okay, so this, we really don't need that. Hachimura. Man, okay, this is kind of tough. Do we want Zubac? We do need a backup center. I love the idea of getting Zubac, but not for this. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to choose one of these trades. So we don't need a backup. We don't need a backup shooting guard or small forward, and that's like mostly what I was getting offered. And technically, we don't need a backup 4 either. So we could keep one or the other. It looks like this guy might develop pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and just offer Chris Silva in a second round, and hopefully we can get like a backup point guard or something like that. So, and it's okay. So there's some good offers out here. Let's see. Ty Jerome might be decent. I think Ty Jerome is going to be my best case scenario. So we're going to get Ty Jerome to be our backup point guard. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So yeah, we kind of have our full 9-man rotation. I'll sign like, I guess we can't really sign anybody else. So yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and assimilate to the end of season number 3. If I make any changes at the trade deadline, I will stop, but hopefully we can just go all in with this team and try to win a championship in this season number 3. At the end of season number 3, Giannis again is your MVP. I guess Kyrie won it last year, but I mean, it feels like Giannis is always winning MVPs, but Emoni Bates is your rookie of the year. 6 man is LaMelo Ball on the Warriors. AD is defensive player, and Wendell Moore is your most proved, and Steve Clifford is your coach of the year. So we went 55-27, so we finally had a good record, which is good to see. Here's your All-NBA second team and All-NBA first team. Did we get a Paul George? Or yeah, probably not. Okay, so here's your all-defensive first team. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Jimmy Butler makes it, but that's about it. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got. We are the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, facing the Brooklyn Nets, who literally were just so good last year. So this is a nightmare matchup, I'm not gonna lie. So we have 22 points from Paul George, 20 from Jimmy Butler, 19 off the bench from Tyler Herro, and 18 and 14 from Bam Adebayo. How did Tyler Herro not win 6th man of the year? Holy moly. All right, and here's our rotation. We had Kyle Lowry, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Jeremy Grant, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Herro, Ryan Brokoff, and yeah, so let's go ahead, guys. And wow, they're suggesting 28 minutes from, okay, so it looks like they want this guy to start over Jeremy Grant. Do we want to do that? I don't know. Do we want we'll see how it goes, I guess. So let's go look at the Brooklyn Nets real quick. We have Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Jarrett Allen, DeAndre Jordan, Evan Fournier. So yeah, this is going to be tough. First round matchup. Obviously, probably one of the worst matchups I could have gotten in the first round, as they're up 1-0 to start. We even it up with them though. Can we go up 2-1? We do. Can we go up 3-1? No, it's an even series. So let's go to Simcast and see if we can beat them. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna be following their advice here, and hopefully it works out to my advantage, because I don't want to lose in the first round again. Please, let's not do that. So let's go ahead and see if we can beat them here in this game 5. And it looks like we are 108-135. Bam Adebayo had a great game. Now we're going to a game 6. This is in Brooklyn though, so hopefully we're able to take advantage and win this series and go on to the second round. That's my dream scenario, because I don't want to go to a game 7 with the Nets. Please. We almost came back in the end. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is in Miami. Let's take advantage, please. Oh my gosh, man, I'm nervous. I really don't want to lose in the first round again. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Okay, it is a close matchup, and we're gonna lose my first freaking round again. Come on, man. 146-120. All right, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and simulate another season, and hopefully this time around we are better than that. At the end of season number 4, we went 59-23 this time. So let's go look at the player stats real quick, then we're just gonna jump right into these playoffs, because the team is basically the same. Paul George had 19, 18 from Bam Adebayo, 18 from Tyler Herro, 17 from Jimmy Butler, and then I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this guy's name. Kyle Lowry had 13 and 9, and Jeremy Grant was 7. Brokoff was 7. So yeah, the team is just kind of all contributing. So let's go to the Washington Wizards real quick and see what they got. So we are finally a decent seed, so hopefully that doesn't mean we'll get eliminated in the first round, and if we do, I'm out. So let's see if we can do this. They're up 1-0 to start, not a good sign. They're up 2-0. Are we gonna get swept in the first round? Nope. 2-1. Can we even it up with them? We do. Can we go up 3-2? We do. Can we beat them in 6? Beat them in 6, game 7, and we beat them in 7. Okay, I almost had a heart attack. Let's go look at the Pistons real quick, see what they got going on. We got James Wiseman, Zach LaVine, Terrence Clark, Bol. That's kind of a nasty team, honestly. Yeah, this could be tough, but hopefully we can beat them. So they're up 1-0 to start. Then we even it up. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes. And can we beat them in 5? 3-2. Game 7 again. All right, man. We're going to a game 7 again. This time I am going to simcast this because this is for the Eastern Conference Finals. Can we make it there? 45 points in the first quarter. All right, I'm out.